Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rebel Label Podcast. My name is Ari Grove. Today I am here with
Big Snub, aka Basics.
There we go.
The Crump King of Portland.
Ooh, exactly. So I've been hearing a lot about you and Crump.
I'm born and raised here in Portland, Oregon. Born and raised. Grew up. I was born out here. Moved to Bend, Oregon for a few years, and then from there came back here. Part of the reason we was out in the Bend, Oregon, is because my mom had been battling with drug addiction. So the facility that she was at was based out there. It was like trees and stuff everywhere. So that's why I love trees. I love being around trees and nature.
Yeah.
That always gives me a peace of mind. But moving back here, grew up in North Portland in the Ville. I mean, if you grew up out there, you witnessed a lot. I mean, gang violence, drugs, everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And dance has always been a part of my life, but it was never something that I was focused on because art is what I do. I was comic books, video games, cartoons, kung fu movies, martial arts. That's just where I've always been. Like that's been my key thing growing up. And it wasn't until high school that dancing really hit. I was hanging out with some guys who looked like the typical, I guess, thugs or gang members. You know, they were just cats that loved to dance, and that's what I was hanging with. And dance kind of just took off from there. I got into Crump in 2005, and I've been consistently doing that style of dance ever since. Yeah.
So Crump really wasn't a thing when you started doing it out here then?
No, it wasn't. It was a few people out here that I ended up reaching out to and finding out the couple that were doing it. Those were relatives of mine. They're still around now. They don't dance though, but they were crumping, and I had some people that I had been dancing with, but we were trying to get our name up and get our rep out there. They had already been well known because they knew people that had been crumping for a long time. And then it just became a rivalry because two different crews battling, you know, we're the only people in Portland that crump. So after people saw that Rise documentary, they was like, y'all should battle, like, and that's all people ever wanted to see.
So that was the first move then, make crew. You made like a crew and stuff like that.
Yeah. It was the first crew that we had was the Doomsday Crew. Like that's who we were. And we were all the way, we were deep. We were from here to Lincoln City. Like we had a lot of cats. And then it kind of fell apart because me and one of the guys that I had been dancing with, one of his little homies wanted to train under me because he wouldn't train him. Like he was always playing like World of Warcraft and stuff. No, when I say playing World of Warcraft, like I'd be training and the little homie would be over there chilling and he'd be like, we're gonna train? Yeah. And he'd be on the computer. Like from nighttime to sundown. Like he wouldn't move. Like dude was there. He was there 48/9. Like we didn't even see 24/7. He was there 48/9. Like dude was on it. And then one day he was like, yo man, can you train me? I was like, of course, come on. Started training during a battle with the crew that was out here, the Rivals. Yeah. Big ups to them. Even though they don't dance no more. He was like, I'm like last of the primes. Like it's like I literally am.
You're the one that made it through.
And I'm still here. I told them I'm gonna be still dancing when y'all quit. And that's exactly what he did. So that created that rivalry between me and him. So then after that, he created his own crew. Then I started teaching and have my own crew, which was the Snub Fam. And then that alone, that name travels down. It's a family name that's passed down. That's why it has two B's, because my uncle spells it with one B. The second B represents the following generation. That's why it's there. So you wouldn't like, my son wouldn't put another B and then like it wouldn't. It's just that B just represents the following generation. That's where the Snub Fam came from. And we just kind of we still rocking tough. 15 years later, like we still moving.
And that's crazy. Like, you talked about growing up in North Portland and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I've only been in Portland for a decade.
Yeah.
But seeing the amount of change that has happened in this city has been, like, fucking insane to me.
Yeah.
You know? And, like,
No, seriously.
and I can imagine for somebody like you, like, growing up in North Portland and now, like, looking at that shit and being like, it's almost like not even the same city.
It's not.
You know?
It's not. Like, going from seeing crackheads chilling to folks walking their dogs and drinking tea, like, that shit is, like, weird. Like, it's tight because it's progression, but the way the progression has happened is not good because it only benefits certain people. It's not benefiting the people that actually grew up here. They pushed us out. And those places we used to live are now historical areas, as if we don't even exist anymore. Like, that's the message it's sending. Like, you guys are not relevant. Like, you don't exist, you know?
Yeah.
And it's sad, you know? So that's why I use Crump as a tool to bring in children and other people to get involved in something.
Yeah.
To bring about a positive outcome to something that, you know, it's really a beautiful thing because a lot of kids play sports. But how many of them are actually genuinely wanting to play a sport?
And not their parents' influence being like, oh, you need to play football.
Exactly.
Because the thing that, like, I saw a lot, like, growing up was, like, their parents would be like, all right, you have to play soccer. And by the time they get to junior year in high school, they're like, fuck soccer. I don't want to play soccer anymore.
Right.
And so they're just burnt out. And so suddenly all this talent, you know, you could be the next, whoever the fuck, Beckham or whatever.
Right.
But now suddenly it's, you know, you're fucking bending it backwards the other fucking way, you know? Like, yeah.
And that's exactly what it is. And I was good at basketball. I loved basketball. Basketball was tight, but I always felt like the more I practiced and got better, I was in the way of somebody that wanted to be there. Because ultimately, that's not what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that just wasn't it. And I removed myself from that. And then I hated that stigma of when you're black, you got to play a sport. Like, it wasn't like, yo, you need to be a doctor and your family really on you about being a doctor, because I love helping people. And I still think about the way I interact with people now because I'm a teacher at an elementary school. I'm like, I should have just been a pediatrician or a doctor, because, like, ultimately, what I would like to do is be a firefighter. I've actually gone on some ride-alongs with firefighters in Gresham, because that's where I'm at. And it was a beautiful thing. Like, going to situations where people had heart attacks or there was a homicide, those things didn't scare me. So that's why with dance, I was okay with being vulnerable and different, because when it came to jumping into a situation where I needed to help somebody, it never scared me. It actually made me want to do it more because I felt like a superhero. My son and daughter think that I'm a superhero. Other kids and people think through what I do that I'm a superhero, and that's how I think of myself, as a superhero doing something great. And you don't have to be that doing music. Not saying that's a bad thing, because it's a beautiful thing, but you don't have to do what people, what everybody else is doing to be well known. You could be the dopest cat in the town that makes like the best soap or the best lotion.
You gotta find your superpower.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people that need some good lotion and soap. Be the best at that. There's so many different avenues you can go.
Inform people how to lotion themselves.
Right, because some people really don't. Like, they put lotion on and still be dry. Do something else and be good at it. And gain, people knowing me through that, because, people always knew me as a cool kid. I never started drama, wasn't a part of no gangs, because I saw that growing up, and it never ends well. Whether you cool, you become a target, or you've been that dude on top and you taking care of everybody, making sure everybody good, somebody's still coming gunning for you, and it just doesn't end well, whether it catches up to you, or cats just don't ever like you, or you just have this reputation. People never forget about that shit. I used my uncle's way of living because he was a gang member, and I was like, I'm gonna do what you do, but on the dance floor.
An alternative. You gotta give people an alternative.
Right. And sometimes people think he's me. Like, they were like, hey, Snub, you still crumping? He be like, man, that's my nephew. And they're like, oh, all right, because we look just alike, sound alike, everything.
That's fine.
So that was just my thing with it. And then the other reason I went so hard about Crump is because the guys that were dancing here didn't want to teach anybody. They wanted to keep it to themselves so they could be the only ones. And I was like, that's kind of stingy. That's like super stingy, bro. Like, you got people that want to learn and be a part of it, but y'all don't want to teach it.
Yeah, things aren't going to grow. That's one thing that a lot of my frustration, a lot of like art scenes, no matter where it is people will be super selective. Like in order for anything to grow, if that one person succeeds, they got to help other people and put them on.
Right.
But a lot of people don't want to do that. They want to keep it, oh, this is only my thing. Like I don't want you stealing my limelight and all that shit. And when people start talking like that and thinking like that, that's when nobody fucking succeeds.
Exactly.
You know, because it's like you got to think about other people. You got to think about, oh, how can my success benefit everybody else? You know, but a lot of people don't fucking think like that. You know, it's that like this almost like American mentality of like, oh, this was my individuality, like I got myself here, and everyone else just said, yeah, exactly.
Like, and it fucking sucks.
Yeah,
and that's the other thing too. Like, you know, touching on the whole Crump thing, and it got to the point where I was so driven by the fact that they didn't want to teach, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna be the best out here because of the fact that I want to teach, because I want anybody who wanted to learn, I would teach. Like I'll be out. Oh, you Crump? Yeah. Can you show me something? Of course. And I'll just show them. So those same people who were like, would be considered random when they see me, hey, Big Snub, what's up? Now they know me. Now they got their friends and they're like, yo, I know that cat, man. He's so tight. And that made me feel good, you know, because
uniting people.
Yeah, and that at the end of the day, that's what it's about. Because, you know, we dealing with a lot of stuff. Social racism, prejudice, all that stuff. We're still dealing with that. And it's sad to see that so much can happen, so much has happened, but yet nothing's really happened because we're still dealing with the same stuff.
Yeah, but we teach division, you know what I mean? It's like, that was interesting for me. I grew up in Miami when I was a kid. Right. And like, I grew up and I didn't see a distinction between me and that other fucking Haitian kid or like, you know, that native kid or like the Indian kid, you know what I mean? Like, I never understood like, oh, that person is different, you know, because we're not fucking different. And then I moved here and everyone's like, oh, your last name is, you know, is different. Or, oh, you know, you look a little bit different than I do. Or you talk differently than I do.
Point those out.
Exactly. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, I'm fucking like 10 years old. I look the same as you do. And they're like, no, you don't. Like, what the fuck? And I didn't understand any of that shit until I moved here. And that was like a whole new world for me when I moved out. Like, oh shit, racism is fucking alive. The Klan and all that shit
got taken out of the books not too long ago, like the Sundown Law. Like if you're black or Asian or anything outside of white, and you got caught after the sundown, it was a wrap for you. Like they did that. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty lynching trees around here. They was doing that. Lake Oswego, we call it Lake No Negro. There's no niggas out there. You know, but it's like, it's really true though. It's sad. You know, even the Lowhurst area, those two pillars, when you're coming through, that's a gate. Yep. They used to close it. Black people you could not come through here. Yeah. People need to learn from like trees and shit and animals. Like, animals might fight each other, but if there's something going on, like a natural disaster, you don't see them fighting. They're all moving in unison, different directions. Like, what's the beef for it? And that's what Crump allows me to do. It allows me to bridge that gap to bring people together. You know, when we have our Crump sessions, that's what it's about, bringing people together, making people, whether you've been dancing, you're just learning how to dance, you're just here to watch, everybody's important. Don't sit off in the corner, everybody come into the circle. Exactly. Feel this vibe, feel this energy. And that's just what I inspire to keep doing through dance. And dance, it's taught me a lot about myself. It's taught me a lot about the world, people, how people view things. Like, this woman saw me dancing and thought I was gay. Like, she's like, are you gay? And I was like, why? Why does it matter? Yeah. And she's like, well, because you're dancing. I'm like, so being good at dancing, that means I'm gay? That doesn't even make sense. Like, who says that? You know, or it used to even be family and friends. They used to tell me, like, I don't know why you're doing that Crump and shit. You look like you're on drugs. Now those same people are like, bro, teaching my kids, bro. You're so tight at that. You sure you don't want them looking like they on drugs? Like they're having a seizure? Like, you sure you don't want that? And I can make that happen, like, in full effect. You know, that, and even, like, people just not believing in the fact that I make it this far, like, oh, you're not going to want to do that no more, bro. You're going to get too old to dance. I'm like, that's like telling somebody, you're too old to make money. You're too old to be a chef. You're too old to be a musician or train people in how to do ballet. Like, who says that kind of shit?
Yeah.
But that's only people projecting the way they feel about themselves onto you.
Their insecurities.
You didn't keep going. You stopped. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be looking like this when I'm like 40, 50. Because I'm going to stay in the gym, drinking water, vibing off of good energy to keep that youth. Because that shit will kill you, man.
Yeah, well.
And dancing definitely keeps everything intact.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not traveling to go do battles and stuff, I just enjoy it. I love it. And it's just a part of my life. And it's not going nowhere, you know? So as far as Crump goes, man, we still been moving and doing well with that. All the OGs and vets and the creators of this dance, I've met them. I know them. They're friends of mine personally. I have their numbers in my phone. Like, when they come to town, we link and chill. I go out of state. I'm hanging with them, you know? And it's just tight, you know? So that was a dream that came true, is being a pioneer of a dance. Because I always looked up to people who were that, but it sucked because when I met some of those people, their attitudes were just shit. Like, you know, like I'm at an event and I see an OG B-boy and I'm like, yo, what's up, man? How you doing? He's like, who are you? Well, nobody's talking to you right now. Like, I'm over here, like, giving you props and acknowledging your existence, bro. I'll battle you. I'll kill you off right now. Like, what's up? Like, I'm being nice. Like, nobody else has said anything to you, you know? But instead of me always going that route with it, I just accepted, like, hey, maybe he's just having a bad day, whatever, you know? It's allowed me to be more patient with myself and other people. And I've just learned different methods and how to teach, and it made me want to be a better teacher or made me want to do teaching because of learning how to teach different people allows you to figure out how people think and how they develop. Yeah. And I had those kind of teachers growing up. They didn't teach us they taught us the same subject, but they had different methods in how they taught everybody. Yeah. Because everybody doesn't learn the same.
And teachers can be so instrumental in, like, kids growing up, you know, and that was the thing for me. Like, even if I didn't enjoy the subject, but the teacher was good, they fucking taught me something about, like, living life and just about how to learn. And about having that, like, energy and that excitement to actually go out there and learn some shit on your own just because you want to learn it.
Facts.
You know?
Big facts.
But when, like, when a fucking teacher just gets up there and and you're just fucking, like, bored out of your mind, then fuck, I'd rather be asleep right now. That's more productive than sitting in this dumbass class.
Seriously, bro.
And then you wonder why kids, like, drop out and shit, you know? Because they're not fucking stimulated. If you don't give a kid a fucking book and teach him how to read and teach him how to analyze that shit, then they're just going to look at the fucking book and be like, the fuck is this? Exactly. You know, like, why would I read that? Right. You know,
and I think that's like, when it comes to the educational system, we're like number 47, like Oregon. Yeah, that shit's bad. Like, that's terrible. Like, you know, and then, you know, on top of that, it's like, when you learn different methods of teaching, it definitely helps you understand, like, how to approach certain people. Like, and when people ask, you know, can you teach me how to crump? I'm like, yeah. In crump, what do you want to learn? Because I can start and just teach you whatever, but is there something specific you want to learn that you want to know about? And I feel like when it comes to teaching, that's how teachers and the system should be. Allow kids to pick what they want to learn. Yeah, and base the structure and what kids are learning off of that. Yeah, because I feel like they'll want to come to school more. They'll enjoy it when it's something they want to learn, and then you'll be able to fit in those other subjects because these are other things that you should know about. Hey, read this, or you might like this, or you know, those are all things that actually work. These are things that can get done. But the reason why schooling is the way it is now is because it's built to treat us, to teach us how to work for somebody.
The fucking factory system with all the bells and all that shit.
Be up at this time. Yep. Be here at this time. Take a break at this time. Yep. Lunch at this.
You eat, you shit, you do all this and this and this and this. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's cool to have structure, but when your structure is making you a zombie, it's this cookie cutter shit where everybody's walking out the same.
Yeah. And that was the thing that fascinated me. I saw the smartest kids in my school didn't know shit.
Right. Yep. You know, and then like when my son, for instance, like when we do our reading and writing, I'm like, how do you spell the word bees? He was like, B-E-E-S. I'm like, but how do we pronounce it? B-E-E-Z. And I'm like, because there's a lot of words that just don't make sense. So when I posted shit on Facebook, like, bro, you can't spell. Clearly I can because you read it. You knew exactly what I was talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you got the message, you know? But then when they say I can't spell, I'll write the next message, perfect, caps, you know what I'm saying? Punctuation, all that. And I'm like, so do you still think I can't spell? Like, I know how to do this shit. It's not hard.
I can read. Don't worry. Right. I can actually read and write. Like, isn't that amazing? Like, I learned how to read and write at a young age. Like, wow.
Yeah, man. Like, I'm all for, like, learning because no matter how old I've gotten, you know what I'm saying? I'm always learning something new. Something I didn't learn. Like, I learned how to do plumbing by myself. Like, just looking it up on YouTube. And I was like, oh, that's dope. Just learning how to unclog stuff without having to call the plumber. Like,
save some money. Save some fucking money.
How to call a plumber? Why? Go just do it yourself. I don't know.
Exactly.
Oh, look it up.
We have the internet.
It'll tell you like exactly how to do it. So
don't tell me you can't read or write right now.
Right.
Go on the fucking internet.
Right.
Watch a YouTube video.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm all for the learning and the teaching and just wanting to see where dancing can go, and especially with me teaching at elementary school.
Yeah.
Me being a leader in my movement in different ways that I can do that, because I'm always open for suggestions. I know I'm not right all the time. I want to be, but I know I'm not. So that allows me to learn when where I need to be corrected or where
constructive criticism.
Right. And I love constructive criticism. I just wish people would be more open about doing it, because some people act like they're scared to tell you shit.
Yeah.
And some people look, oh, you're big. That doesn't mean anything, bro. Like, just talk to me. I'm a human. Oh, your voice is deep. Or like, man, you weren't smiling. That don't mean I'm not happy. Come talk to me. You saying something might make me smile. So like, what's up? You know?
You know, that's a funny thing too. Like, at least in my experience, like the biggest people are typically like the nicest fucking people in the world.
They are.
Like, absolutely.
Gentle giants.
Yeah.
You know, and there are also those people like, man, you got somebody that's super happy and super nice. Look out for them, you know, check in on them, because sometimes them are the people that have like the most problems.
Yeah.
They're going through a lot. And sarcasm, jokes are a way of hiding like the true pain that people are going through.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're just funny, you know, and then sometimes that real funny shit is coming from a place of pain. Place of pain. So yeah, man, like, talk to your people and don't be scared of big people, man. We strong, but we gentle. But those are also the people you want on your side, and you don't want to go against.
Exactly. You want those people on your team. You want those people on your team. Yep. Oh yeah. Something I was talking about with my producer before the show was we were talking about the significance in a child's life of having an ethnicity, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, and I talked about me growing up Cuban, you know, growing up with like traditional Cuban values, you know, and seeing that as my culture, and being like, oh, these are my people, you know, I can always like depend on my people, my family and all that shit. Right. And then like moving out here and then seeing a lot of kids that are like, oh, I'm just white, you know, like, I don't know what the fuck that means, you know, and kids don't understand that shit. Right. They don't have any connection, you know, or, oh, I'm just black, I don't know that I'm African, or I'm from the Caribbean, or where the fuck in Africa I'm from, you know, and all that shit. And, like, that's the thing that amazes me is we don't stress in this country, like, your roots, you know? Like, we just try to wash it.
That's why you don't know. They don't want you to know.
Yeah.
Because the more you know, like, that's dangerous. Mm-hmm. You know, it's very dangerous. I mean, shoot. We could even talk about the Black Panther Party, for instance. Those are guys that were pulling thugs and people off the street and educating them mentally.
Weren't you in the Black Panther Party for a period of time?
Yeah, yes, I was. Yes, I was a part of that. Yes, I was. It was a beautiful thing because of what it meant for me to be a part of something like that. It didn't take me to go through the military, not knocking it. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't take me to go through certain stuff to become a part of something that was very big and powerful, you know? And it was also something that, like, because I was a part of it, it made me want to dig deeper and learn, not just about what I was a part of, but self.
Exactly.
You know, it drove me to learn so much more about myself, and there's so many things that I just remembered, like, oh, that's so tight, you know? It was a beautiful thing. So, being a part of the Black Panther Party was amazing. And I still consider myself a part of it because that's a part of my life. Even though I'm not moving with a particular group and or people, that's still a part of me.
So what made you leave the Black Panther Party?
It was just leadership stuff. You know, it was just leaders, you know, people okaying certain things that were against the code of conduct. Certain people were, they had the repercussions of what they would do if they didn't follow certain codes, and other people didn't get those repercussions, and I wasn't okay with that. But I wasn't one that would sit and be quiet about it. I spoke, and because I spoke, that was an issue. Because if I'm speaking, don't try to tell me I'm wrong. But when we're alone, you're telling me I'm right about everything I was saying. In front of everybody, you're trying to tell me I'm wrong. But alone, hey man, you're absolutely right about everything you're saying. It's like, what the fuck?
Why didn't you stand up for me when I was out there?
Right.
Why the
or
fuck?
Don't send a text or a DM me on Facebook or Instagram or some shit like that.
Trying to fucking Snapchat me the answer or some
right,
shit. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I agree. Well, fucking say it. Like, why am I the only one talking? Like,
yeah, so if somebody says that to me and, like, I'm in a real life situation, I'll fucking be like, oh, look who just sent me a fucking text. You know what I mean? Like, get the fuck out of here.
I'm one of those people, too. But, see, my thing was, when it got to that point, I was trying to fight people. Because it just took me there. Like, I put in so much as far as, like, the safety of my family. Because, me going so hard about it, the Black Panthers, I knew that they were, the government, whoever, police, they come gunning for me because I'd be one of those people. I'm all the way in. If I'm doing something, I'm all the way in.
Yeah.
I don't half-ass it. I'm kind of here, no, I'm all the way in,
Yeah.
And I didn't want to put myself in a position where I wasn't going to be backed up and taken care of, and my family wasn't going to be backed up and taken care of. It was like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to just make sure I do it on my own. I'm not going to, if I feel like y'all can't have my back when we're having a conversation.
Then how the fuck are you supposed to have my back out there?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's why you got to hold true to values, and just whatever values or whatever family you find yourself in, whether that's your friends or your blood, you got to have your people. And a lot of people don't have a fucking community around them.
They don't.
And whether that's through, like, dance or music or, like, whatever the fuck, it's a beautiful thing. And, like, I feel like people don't understand that, or they understand it too late, and they're old, and they're like, oh, where the fuck are all my friends that are new? Because they didn't hold on to those things that are true.
Right.
People out there chasing money or some fucking dumbass shit like that.
Right. No, that's very, very true. Like, my dance crew is definitely that family. We've been, like, when I say we argued, some of us, if we didn't come to blows, it almost went to that. Like, we really been rocking, like, for a long time. Some people have gone, come and gone, A lot of people have stayed around. We're just, we're still tight, We hold each other accountable, and as friends and family, that's just what you do, And I know being a part of the Black Panther Party, it started out that way, and then I quickly started to see who got favored, and, everybody wasn't held to the same standard. And then when it came to the, chain of command, there were certain people that just felt like because of who they were outside of the Black Panther Party, that counted inside the Panther Party. And it did, but it don't. And I say that because it's like, if I'm, lieutenant and I'm talking to the sergeant, we talking about something, you private, you stay where you at. This has nothing to do with you unless you're spoken to. And there were people that would chime in on conversations that had nothing to do with them, or
because it felt like,
they, because they were like given that, you can speak up if you feel like it, But if it was anybody else, it'd be a no-go, And I just wasn't okay with that. And then the other reason I stepped away from it is because I saw a lot of issues within our community, and I don't even say the Black community, because that has its own set of issues. But just whenever we will go out and it's 90 plus cops and it's only like 10 of us Panthers out there, but we have like all these homeless people standing in front of us ready to go hands with these cops. And it's like, yo, this is crazy. But I couldn't even get like all the homies from the hood to come out here and stand up. Our equal rights that we should be given. Y'all not out here. Y'all on Facebook talking about it.
Yep.
But when it comes to the real action, nobody's out here,
Yeah.
And it was sad, and that's the other reason why I stepped back, because I was like, there's too much that I'm willing to give And I don't want to be the one that leaves my family behind when I didn't have to put myself in that position.
Yeah, and it's those actions. It's those actions that always speak louder than words. Because, you can talk as much as you fucking want to, but what I see you doing out on the street and actually for people and for yourself is what counts.
Right.
I don't give a fuck about what you say. It's what you're actually doing that matters.
Right.
And people don't understand that.
Right. No, it's very true. I got my boy Will. He going crazy on the live. He's saying some wild shit. And the other thing too is one of the other reasons I stepped away from the Panther Party was because I had been given an ultimatum that I didn't agree with, and it was you want to either be a dancer or a Panther.
No, I've been a dancer.
That's a part of my life. Like, I'm not going to stop because you did or they did or nobody else wants to. No, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Like,
because that's you.
This is a part of me. Like, when I'm not, I'm a Panther, period, to my core, but like, I dance. This is how I reach out to kids. And I teach art. This is how I reach out to, this is what I do. I'm not going to solely do this and do nothing else, So there were just so many things, different things that it just made me very uncomfortable. And I just was like, this isn't something I want to be a part of. I want to be a part of it, but not this.
Yeah.
I'll rep it. I'll support it. I will fight for it, but I can do that on my own.
Yeah, it's about where you can do the most good. Mm-hmm. And it's all about like that balance, and that's something that like, as I get older, something that I understand more is I gotta have that equilibrium in my life in order to like have serenity and some fucking like peace of mind.
Right. Yeah, and that's what a lot of people don't do. When you can accept the situation, like I know that the world isn't perfect. The reason the world isn't perfect is because of the people in it.
Yeah.
The world is perfect. The people in it make it, they knock the balance off.
Exactly.
They fuck up everything. You know what I'm saying? Because we have all the medicine we need, all the food we'll ever need. Everything's here. But because of our ways of making something easier or making it artificial where it's not good and it's creating something that's killing off everything, they go with that and it just destroys the balance of everything.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Godzilla. Godzilla only appears when it's time to fix the balance and then he leaves. You know what I'm saying? He's not just here to destroy everything. So we need to learn how to maintain that balance because everything we have is here. You know what I'm saying? But people are like when they don't accept the situation, like I know the world isn't perfect, but because I know that, I accept the things that happen. And I do what I can to change it.
Exactly.
I don't just be mad, there's a war going on. All right, we know that. What are you going to do to change it? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to post and share the things so other people who, can say and do something about it can use that information and tools to fix it, or are you just gonna sit and stare and watch and move on to the next thing? Yeah,
and that's the thing. Like, people be like, "Oh, there's this natural disaster happening. Isn't that fucking terrible?" I'm like, "Yeah, it is terrible. But are you gonna donate any money? Are you gonna fly out there and actually volunteer?" And I know fucking people that actually will do that, and I think that's fucking beautiful that people go and do that. And that's amazing. But I also know way more people that will sit on their asses at home, look at the fucking disaster in Florida or in Haiti or some shit. Like, doesn't that fucking suck? But they'll donate to like Kylie Jenner's, like some shit or like, it's just.
Those are people that complain about, my phone broke. Bitch, you got enough money to go buy like 30 phones, or more. You have enough money to buy the most expensive phone on the planet, which is a $20,000 phone, which is actually really tight.
Oh yeah,
it's really.
You gonna wipe my ass for me,
bro? It might be able to, like with what it could do. I was like, I want that.
Shit's got detachable arms. Who the fuck knows?
It just transforms on you like, God damn, but
Bumblebee.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Autobots, roll out.
You're fucking the phone assembles and shit. Like, I don't want those little ass weird segways,
Right, that shit was dope. But yeah, man, people just need to want to have the drive to do more. And the reason why a lot of things get fixed in the world. Like we fix things, but a lot of the reason things don't change is because that responsibility is so spread thin amongst so many people. Like it's like, I'm not gonna do it. They might do it.
Because someone else will,
somebody else. It's a ripple effect, and it keeps happening. That's the same reason why you'll see somebody getting beat up, everybody pulls their phones out, but nobody's doing shit.
Nobody tries to stop the
let's
fight.
be honest though. The police, y'all got bullets, y'all got plenty bullets. But if you literally see your homeboy's grandma getting beat up or harassed by the cop, that's the woman that took you in when you had nothing, fed you, you know what I'm saying? She disciplined you when she had to, but had your back. Why would you stand there and let a cop like rough her up like she's a rag doll? I'm throwing hands or I'm jumping on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna pull your gun. You might get a shot off. But you ain't got enough bullets to shoot all 90 people over here. You ain't got enough electricity in your taser to zap all of us. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. It's just like in England or London when the police have done that shit, they've gotten beat up by the people. They won't intervene when shit like that happens because the people will do something about it. Like, you can't keep doing that. And that message will get across as long as people take that chance and just do it. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody thinks of, I don't want to get shot because I want to miss my show. Like, that's the shit they think about. Or the new J's is coming out, bro. I got to cop those. Fuck that, bro. I'm going to just record it. Like, bro, like, recording does not do shit anymore. Like, you have to physically do something. That's why it's one of those things where, I mean, I'm talking about it now, but I'm ready for the jumpsuit. I'm ready for that bullet. Because if I watch videos of cops hemming up somebody's child. Yeah, you're going to have to shoot me. You're not touching my kid. Like, don't touch my kid. My kid didn't do anything. And if you did something, you could talk to him. You don't have to handcuff him, put your boot in his neck. Because I'm not, like, what do I look like as a father watching my son get treated like that and I'm not doing anything?
Yeah, what are you teaching the kid?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be mad at you if you don't want to fuck with me no more. Like, no, man, you let that cop beat me up. But son, you know, I just didn't want to. Fuck that. Like, you're going to have to shoot me. Because I'm not going to let you do that shit. So, it's just sad because, you know, they teach these police officers such shitty techniques in dealing with people. You got to learn how to deal with the people. Yeah. And I respect the police officers who go into the neighborhoods, who talk to the people, who deal with the people. Because in Portland, you have some officers like that. They can go to whatever and be cool. Like, they know the players that are there, shaking hands and chilling out there. All right, man, I was just checking on y'all. Y'all be cool. All right, I'm out. You know? Or just even if you show up to the neighborhood and catch us acting wild, it's like, hey, man, y'all better calm the fuck down before I fuck you up. It's like, all right, bro, all right, we playing. Like, there's so many ways police officers can go about.
Without pulling out a gun.
Right. Because let's be honest. Do you really think if I pulled a gun out right now, you're just going to be calm? No, you're not going to be calm.
Freak the fuck out. Yeah.
Moving is like, you thinking about how you can get away or evade and getting shot, or if you do get hit, the place they might hit where it ain't gonna cause too much damage, but you're still gonna be alive. Like, that shit that naturally your body is telling you to move, get away. Naturally, it's telling you to do that. And when we have that kick in, it's like, oh, you're resisting arrest. Nah, man, I'm trying to cooperate, but I'm scared at the same time.
I'm trying not to fucking get choked out and die because, yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many different ways to deal with the situation. Now, I understand that in certain situations, a police officer may be like, I had to shoot. Okay, yeah. You got out your car and dude already had a gun at you. Boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? I get that. But if he's got his hands up or if his back is facing towards you and he's running, you know,
there's no reason to fucking shoot somebody. There's no reason to shoot.
Or if he does stop and he has something in his hand, don't shoot. You got a vest on.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Of course, you can take a headshot, shot to the leg and all this and that. But you signed up for that. This is what might happen. You have to those are the people that don't accept their situations. They haven't accepted the reality of their situation. That's why they think
there's an exception for them.
Right. You know, and it is an exception for them because the law allows it. You know, nobody's doing anything about it. Like, we could even go to the extent of talking about the young rapper XXX Tentacion. Like, you know, that's a sad situation. But I'm like, so y'all shoot him. But George Zimmerman is still alive. I'm just trying to figure it out. George Zimmerman is at these galleries signing bags of Skittles, signing pictures of Trayvon Martin dead. You know what I'm saying? That's corny. But there are people that really are posing a threat to your well-being.
And you're not doing shit.
And it's not even the person that looks just like you. That's the sad part. That ain't the threat. He's not the threat, but you think it is because you've been told that. And that's that cookie cutter ass way of thinking that schools do.
Mm-hmm.
They program you to think, oh, this is the enemy. This is the enemy. But it really ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you ever watch you watch Netflix.
Yeah, a little bit.
Did you ever watch that TV show on there called Black Mirror?
Yes, that's a good show.
So you saw that episode about the Army? Did you ever watch that one?
Oh shit, I did. Yeah, the one where they're shooting the fucking the people, creatures. Yeah,
but they really weren't creatures.
Yeah, they were people
in their mind that they programmed to make these poor people trying to eat look like this
fucking
thing, this roach or whatever they called it. And I'm like, damn. And then when dude got hit with that little laser, it was to fuck the chip up so he could actually see we're people. We're not enemies, bro. We just trying to evade from getting killed by y'all. That was the most mind-fuck episode. Like, of all the episodes, that one still gets to me to this day.
Yeah.
Because
that's real shit. That's real training.
Yeah. And it's training in a sense that we do that psychologically.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also something that is happening now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, technology-wise.
Yeah.
Or it's about to happen if it ain't happening already. You know what I'm
shit,
saying?
and we almost like fucking humanity doesn't always even need that shit. There's been training throughout fucking history of these Jewish people are the fucking enemy. They're the slaves and shit. You know, or these people are these people. You know, there's always some fucking enemy to be conquered or some shit like that. And especially fucking America.
Like, statistically, I'm the guy that gets pulled over and gets a ticket. I have my insurance, got my license, everything, car registered. I'm the guy that gets pulled over and gets the ticket. I'm the guy who gets his license suspended because I've gotten too many tickets. Or when I show up to court, they don't tell me, hey, you do know there's a class you can take. You have to pay this amount up front. Take the class, and when you finish the class, we're going to reimburse you the money that you paid. But this will be off your record. So you can expunge it off my record. But for some reason, if I do get a ticket and pay my ticket, you leave it on there. What was the point of me paying it if you wasn't going to remove it off? And why is it that all my white friends know about these classes, but when I go to court, y'all didn't offer that to me.
Shit, yeah.
You don't say shit to me. Oh, it has to be on your first ticket? Yeah, this is my first ticket, so like, can I get that? Oh, no, are you going to pay the fine or not?
Mm-hmm.
Well, shit, I guess I got to pay the fine. They just put you in a fucked up spot, but again, you know, it's the complexion of your skin in this world. It either is going to get you in a good situation or it's going to fuck you, you know? And it's so sad that we're that way. And like we talk about, animals are dumb. They get ran over. We kill each other for dumb shit. Like, there weren't any McNuggets. Y'all ran out of McNuggets. Now you're breaking the McDonald's.
So the bitch is climbing through the window and trying to beat people
wild
up.
Shit like that. You're mad about
How bad you need fucking McNuggets? Go to the fucking store.
And buy a whole bag.
Yes, $5.
90 into yourself.
$5.
Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit's wild. Like, humans are just if aliens exist, which I'm sure they do,
they come down to look and be like, oh, these ants are weird as shit. I don't want to
be laughing at us. I know they be laughing at us. Like we fight over dumb shit. It's corny, you know.
Yeah, it is.
So I just would like to see the world do better, you know what I'm saying, by each other. Because if it ever came to that point where humanity had to fight for survival because something else was trying to kill us, no, let's keep beefing. Because we've been doing that. Why y'all want to fight to live now? You know what I'm saying? Y'all been killing each other.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. It's
Well, that's a good note to end on.
Yeah.
Fight to do better.
Yeah. And that's what I'm doing through dance.
Exactly.
Through handshakes and hugs, man. I'm just fighting to do better, man.
Yes.
Because we have a generation of children that can literally live in peace if we allow it.
Exactly.
If we push for it and if we teach them.
Exactly.
They can live in peace. And that's exactly what I'm fighting for every day.
Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me on the Rebel Label podcast. It has been awesome talking to Snub. Why don't you plug all your stuff that you got going
on? So right now we got a lot of good stuff going on. I got some events going on in Seattle. Some judging. I'll be judging a dance event.
Nice.
You can check me out On Instagram, Snubbleufficus. If you don't have it, it's SNUBBALUFICUS.
That's an amazing handle. That's an
Snubbleufficus. You can catch my artwork on there. I'm dropping artwork on there. My line Basics is coming out. It's out, but it's not available yet. But
get some clothing. Get some clothing for Snub.
Just get at me, man.
Exactly.
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Instagram, Snapchat. I don't really use that much. Big_Snub7. You can find me on there. But I might not reply. Hit me up anyway. If I like you, I'll hit you back.
There we go. And as always, my name is Ari Grove. You can find me at ari.grove on Instagram. Fucking look me up, Ari Grove, on Spotify and all that good shit. Check out the music and whatnot. And thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good day.
Appreciate it.